Oops. Guess it would be good to have my camera on. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see, it's 1:12. I'm gonna get us rolling here. Let's see here. Oh goodness gracious, I have too many things open. All right, here we go. Rocco, no Rocco. All right, Sael.
Here.
There we go. All right, Naomi. Yep, right there. Jamie. No Jamie. Darian. No Darian. Avi. There you go. Jaden. No Jaden. Nicolette is here. Kelly. Nope. Elijah. Yep. Dion. Nope. And then we got Grayson. Yep. And Donovan. Yep. And then Melena. Yep. Darian. Yep. Randy. Nope. Kaylin. Nope. Michael.
Here.
There we go. Okay, Jamal. Nope. Braylon. Nope. Alondra, yes. Xavier, no. Alana, no. Lazaro, no. Oh my God, where is everyone? Ayana, yes. Nisa, no. And then John, yes. Dear Lord, we got more kids gone. Who are here?
They're probably skipping. We should report all of them.
Are people starting to do that? Skip classes? Think they're too cool for school?
Mostly because they're just bored. They want to play video games, so they do.
But haven't they gotten enough video games for like 5 months straight of quarantine? Kudos to you guys for being willing to come and learn every day. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Plus today's the day we actually get to do something. Like actually,
they're missing out, not ours.
Yep. So oh my gosh. So let's see here. Let's go to our homepage here. I'm gonna share my screen. Boom, boom. So so what we got going on here? Okay. We've got our daily news here. let's scroll down to the most recent one. There we go, 817, 818. So it says here, students will be able to plan and problem solve a problem from the scientist's perspective. We are still in the perspective of a scientist. We finished that today because next class we will be doing the perspective of mathematician. It says here, hey DOS kiddos, today we're going to conduct our note card experiment as scientists. I hope as many people as possible were able to get their hands on some index cards and tape. I know it'll be more fun if you get to actually try it. Once we have completed our DET, we will get back to the slides on what the scientists would do to solve the problem and begin working as a scientist. I'm excited to see you guys try this at home. Thanks, Mr. DOS. So I'm going to show you real quick how to get to the DET because we're at the start of a new 2-week rotation. So what that means is you go to DET. We're back to day 1. Okay, we're back to day 1. We did 2 weeks, 1 through 5, and now we're back to day 1. And if you notice, there are now 2 things for day 1. We already did the 8-3, 8-4. I leave that up in case somebody was absent and they need to make up work that day. But if you see 8-17, 8-18, so always click on the one that has your date on there, okay? So click there. Then we go, okay, here's this. Here's the quiz. Just so you guys know, because like I said, you are always, always, always allowed to use your notes. Okay, so before you click take quiz, because you're only gonna get 5 minutes to get these answers. Okay, I would pull up in a separate tab, okay, the presentation, the Google Slide presentation that we were going through for this unit, this project. Okay, and I would go to slide number 7. So let's see here. Go. Let's go. Oh my God. Why are you? There we go. All right. So go to slide 7 on this presentation, and it'll have this information. This information is also on that chart that you guys made, the STEAM chart you made and you filled out, okay, because that's what you filled in. So if you have that chart, you can use that as well. But that information should be able to answer the questions that are on your DET, okay? So try and utilize that. Because like I said, these DETs, you are always, always, always allowed to open up notes and things like that to answer them. Okay, so we really should be getting almost perfect scores on these since the information is accessible to us and we're allowed to use it. Sound good? All right, and I'm gonna give you guys about 5 minutes and go ahead, do that DET for the day, and then we can get rolling. So, where's my menu? There you are. So, stop share, and then we'll do my camera. Choose virtual background, 5-minute timer. Boom.
Mr. Dawes,
Yes.
can you look at the message I sent you through Canvas real fast?
Oh, yeah. Here, let me pull up one that doesn't have the, so I'm not sharing the screen.
Okay.
Do we have a DET today?
Yeah, that's what we're working on right now.
It's not showing up for me though.
It's not. Did you click on day one?
I clicked on day 2.
No, it's day one. It's because this is the first time you've seen me this week, and it's the first, and it's this. It starts over the 2-week rotation.
Okay.
So, all right, let's see here. For those who are done here, I'm gonna Are most everyone else done? Is most everyone else done? Anyone still not done other than Grayson?
First question.
Yeah.
Christian.
What was that?
I don't really understand what the first question is.
Oh, do you have your chart from the prior classes that?
Yeah, the one that we wrote in our notebook.
Yeah, and it's the chart like STEAM, and then it says
Mhm.
problem, scientist, all that stuff is on that chart.
Oh.
Okay, so if everyone else is done, I'm gonna go over this then. So here we go. So first question says, what's the problem we're trying to solve in this project? Who knows the answer to that? Naomi, do you know by chance what the problem is?
I didn't have my paper. I didn't know where it was, so
Woohoo!
I said,
Ah,
it's in my drawer somewhere. But I said, how much weight can note cards hold?
okay, and I would give you credit for that. Essentially, it's how much weight, like what, how can we hold a bunch of weight with as few or little materials as possible? Okay, and so essentially our notebooks or note cards are going to be those few materials. But yes, good job. Okay, and then what does a scientist do? Alana, do you know the answer to that question?
Discover.
John, your name is John. Alana, how about you, kiddo?
I didn't get to do it. I didn't get to that question.
Oh, you're killing me, kiddo. All right, all right, John. Then I'll let you have your moment of glory here. What do scientists do? Oh, now all of a sudden he can't talk anymore. Oh, and he turns his camera off. All right, Nicolette.
They study the world and conduct experiments.
Very good. They study the world and then conduct experiments on it. So like they study the world to find out everything there is to know, and then they conduct experiments to find out things that they don't know. So then what two things are we trying to investigate in this experiment? What's like, basically that question is asking, what is the combination of things that we're trying to investigate? We're trying to see if the fold method, what fold method combined with what is strongest? Fold method and
Paper.
starts with an S
Shapes.
and ends with a hapes.
Shapes.
Shapes, there we go, okay. So the fold method and shapes are the two things we're trying to investigate to see basically which combination of those two things has the strongest hold and can hold the most weight. So that being said, we are going to jump right into the presentation to continue as scientists. So I am going to show you guys how to get to that presentation again, because I want you to follow along with me so that if I go too fast for you, you can stay on a slide that you need more time on or whatever, okay? So for modules, if you go to modules and then scroll on down to where it says, what is STEAM slide presentation, click on that. The presentation should pop up. And then we left off on slide 14. Okay, slide 14 is where we left off. So I'll show you, let's see here, share my screen again, boom, share. Okay, slide 14 is this one. That's where we left off last class. Do I see, is there a chat? No, all right, so but anyway, so where we left off last class, I had divided you guys into 3 groups. In fact, let's see here. Where's your classes note card? Let's see. Is this it? That's my period 1. three. Oh, here we go. Okay. So I divide you guys into 3 groups. And then from there, I had you guys, you had to draw the diagram for your assigned fold method on how to fold it. So like if you were in group 1, breakout room 1, you had to draw this diagram showing how to fold a note card using the 2-fold method. Okay, if you were in breakout room 2, you had to draw the diagram showing half and half again method. And then the breakout room 3 had to do the flat roll method, and you had to draw that diagram showing how to fold it. But anyways, you know what? I need to stop the timer in my background. So so I've got that. And so when we get back, okay, because you guys were supposed to make this data table on a piece of notebook paper. You're supposed to have that. It was fill out the headings and whatnot, but like leave that stuff right, because this is your data table. So when we do the experiment today, okay, you'll be able to put in the data into that data table. So I'm going to go over these real quick as far as the directions and what to expect for today. If you don't understand something, don't hesitate to ask a question, please, because this is hard to conduct an experiment when I'm here and you guys are there. So I get it. And so if I'm not clear on something, please let me know. But so basically what you are going to do today, okay, we have the shapes that we have to make. You first fold it according to what your group was assigned, whatever method you were assigned, and then you fold, after that, you fold them into the shapes. The 4 shapes are a circle, square, triangle, and equal L, okay? And you have to make 3 of each shape so that your group has a total of 12 note cards that they're working with. 3 squares, 3 circles, 3 triangles, 3 equal L's, okay? And then after that, you take the 3 note cards that are the same shape, lay them out on a surface, and then you begin stacking your weight onto those 3 note cards of the same shape, okay, to see how much weight they can hold. Elijah, you got a question, bud?
I wasn't here last class.
Then I'll assign you to a group, no worries. When we do breakout rooms, I have to put kids in specific rooms, and I'll get you in a room. And so
Yeah, I wasn't here last
you
week
might
either.
need to ask somebody, or you might need to pull up this presentation and copy that data table down, so you have the data table ready to collect data in. But I'll assign you a specific group too, so they can kind of get you caught up on things too. Sound
Okay.
good? Jaden, you got a question? It looked like you were trying to talk there, no? Okay. All right. Anyways, so I'm gonna, as far as what we're doing here, okay, I know some people were able to get note cards while others weren't, and that's okay, but everyone's gonna have a role today. So people with note cards, you're gonna, when I say go and start my 10-minute timer, you guys are gonna begin folding your note cards into the shapes that they're supposed to be in, okay? And then people without note cards are going to be required to discuss and create a list of all the things that could affect the results and make them inaccurate, okay? Because the truth is this: while I'm still having you guys do this experiment from home, the data we get is probably going to be inaccurate, because as you guys learned in 6th grade and 7th grade, for some of you guys, okay, in order to have accurate results in an experiment, how many things are you allowed to have that you change or are different? Anybody know? How many things can you change in an experiment? Oh, goodness gracious. I'm going to tell Mrs. Monroe, Mr. Ramirez, and Mr. Newsom, and Miss Webb. How many things can we change in an experiment before it becomes invalid? 1. You're only allowed to change 1 thing in an experiment. Okay? So, what? But anyways, so because the fact that we're going to have lots of things that are different. For example, okay, do you guys think that everyone in here is going to use the same exact books or whatnot to use as weights on their note cards? No, we'd get really lucky. That'd be the luckiest thing ever if everyone had the exact same copies of Harry Potter or The Hate You Give or whatever. Okay, and then we could all have, but that's not going to be the case. Okay, not everyone's going to have the same books to use as weights to stack on their note cards. So the weights are going to be a little off, things like that. So I want you, if you don't have note cards, to come up with a list of all the things that we probably are not going to be able to keep the same that really should be kept the same. And they would have been if we were in class. Because the truth is this, if we were in class, we'd be stacking engineering notebooks on top. And all of those are the same exact size, same exact type of book. So, but I want you guys to think about that. Then after that, we'll have another 10 minutes to actually stack the stuff on the note cards. And the people without the note cards will then have to make sure that they're getting the correct data to put down for their group. So again, you'll put your data on your data table as you go along. You guys, aren't gonna have scales, so you don't need to actually put weights, but just rank them 1 through 4, 1 being the one that was able to hold the most weight, 4 being the least weight, and then 2 and 3 are in order. So real quickly, I'm gonna call on a couple random people, and you are gonna tell me what it is that one thing that we are doing today. So let's see here. Michael, tell me one thing.
We are making like shapes into the index cards.
Okay, so we're taking the index cards, making them into shapes, but very good. But before we make them into shapes, though, how are we folding them, Michael? Do you remember?
No.
If you are in group 1, you fold it using the 2-fold method first. If you're in group 2, you do the half and half again method, and then if you're in group 3, you do the flat roll method. And so then, so then Michael said, then you fold them into the different shapes. How many of each shape, Michael, do you know? There are 4 different shapes, but then how many do you fold into each of those shapes?
I believe 1, I don't know. Something like that.
I think Jaden's trying to help you out. Look at the chat.
3.
3, yep, very good. 3, 3, 3. So you do 3 circles, 3 squares, 3 triangles, 3 equal L's. And then Donovan, after you've, what do people do if they don't have note cards? While the others are full in the note cards. Oh, we lost Donovan. Javi, are you alive? Oh, we lost Javi. Alondra, if you don't have note cards, what do you do instead of folding them? You come up with a list, but what is that list? Oh, you're killing me. Oh my God, you guys are killing me. Jamal, save us. My God, Jamal's not even there. Okay. Does anybody know? If you don't, okay. Elijah, thank you. You are restoring my faith in humanity. Go ahead. You can go, Elijah.
Oh, me. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. We're just trying to hold up shapes. right?
Well,
Or how-
if you don't have note cards, what do you do?
oh,
What
you
did I
take
say?
notes. You write down the data that we're getting from.
Okay, but before then, the first 10 minutes, while they're just folding the note cards, not testing them, but folding them, what do the people without note cards do?
You just said okay, hold up. It was they discuss about what could happen.
Close. Basically, you're making a list of things that like would affect the results of like negatively and make them inaccurate. So like I said, like the fact that people are gonna use different books, and so the books are gonna be all different weights and shapes and sizes and things like that. But like I want you guys to come up with other things that are gonna be inconsistent. But thank you, sir. And I have a random question for you. Do you have cousin named Ray or sibling?
I have a sibling not named Ray though.
Not Ray. Okay. I went to North Central and graduated with a Ray Gaddis, and he plays.
Spelled the same
soccer.
way? Oh wait, hold up. No, that's my uncle, I think.
That's your uncle? Oh, very cool. Plays soccer for the Philadelphia Union. Very cool. He was in my grade, I believe, at North Central. I think I had a class or two with him. But all right. Cool. Anyways, that was just random. Sorry, I've been meaning to ask you that. But let's see here. So I am gonna go back to the slides here. Okay. So I'm gonna start my 10-minute timer, but I'm gonna break you guys into your groups. So remember, when you're in those groups, people with note cards are gonna be folding them. People without note cards are gonna be coming up with that list, and you guys talk. So people need cameras on. Okay, cameras on so people know who they're talking to. So breakout rooms, here we go. 3 rooms manually. Okay, we're gonna assign people. So room 1, Colette, Grayson, Naomi, Xavier. Oh, Xavier's not here, but Alana. There we go. Donovan, Zaro, not here. Ayana. There we go. John. There we go. Javi. And then Darian. Sael. Andra. I'm putting you guys in breakout rooms, yeah, right now.
Okay.
All right,
I just got back from grabbing some note cards.
okay. I was like, where the heck did you go? I said, Donovan, are you there?
No, I was grabbing some tape and some note cards from the school supply tote.
Oh, you're good. So
Lily would have it, so that's why we didn't go to the store.
Alondra here.
We have like 100 folders and stuff in one tote. Just for school.
All right, here we go. So I'm opening all these rooms real quick. So you guys will be going to those breakout rooms. I'll visit each one at a time, and then I'll explain what we're doing here.
I can't remember what group I was in. Was it like
It's gonna send you to a room. All right, kiddos, we're there. So, who are my note card kiddos so I can label you guys? So Nicolette has note cards. Anybody else? Naomi. Okay. Anybody else? Hey, Grayson. You have some as well, Grayson? All right. Let's see here. So we have 3 people. That's good. As far as who have access to note cards. So I'll let you guys decide then who's gonna, of the three of you, who's gonna do 2 shapes and the others just each do 1. Actually, no. Because let's see here. Because if you each do 1, then you're not gonna actually be able to test it against anything. So if you guys do 2, 2, and 2, even though they're only 4, you might have a couple repeated, but you could kind of do it like Nicolette does equal L's and squares, or equal L's and triangles, and then Naomi does triangles and squares, and then Grayson does squares and circles, and you can kind of see like how they compare against each thing, because that way you're really trying to be able to rank which one is the strongest, next strongest, next strongest, and then which one's the weakest. And so, but we're not testing them in these first 10 minutes yet. What you guys are simply just doing is you're getting them folded. So you guys need to figure out who's doing what shapes. Do you guys remember how to do your fold method? The 2-fold method? So it's, you fold over 1 like that, and then you fold over from the bottom up like that. And then once you've done that, you then fold it into whatever shape it is that you need to fold it in. Okay, and then you can get tape and tape that. So like, for example, like I've got a triangle here held together by tape so it stays in that shape. Okay, if you don't have tape, it's not the end of the world, but tape's going to help it keep that shape for when you stack things on top of it. Okay, so Alana, since you don't have note cards, are you cool with coming up with a list of things that like are like we're not going to be able to keep consistent since we're testing it from 3 different houses here? Alana, you there? Oh, we lost Alana. Okay. Well, if she doesn't come back, you guys can kind of talk as you're folding, and work on that. Okay. Sound good? So just talk to each other. Like maybe Grayson doesn't have books; he only has notebooks, and that's what he's going to stack on it. But Naomi has books, and so like those are things that are inconsistent, so that would affect the results. Or maybe somebody has tape on their shape, but the other person doesn't. Or maybe someone used masking tape while the other person used Scotch tape. So try and think of some things that are going to be inconsistent that would have otherwise been consistent if we were here in school. Okay, sound good? All right, then I'm going to go to room number 2, but we have probably now about 8 more minutes to finish up our folding. Okay, I'll see you guys.
You know they can hold you back, right? Even if it's virtual learning, you know
All
they
right,
can still hold you back.
here we go. What's going on in here, you guys?
Do we do like long side half and half or short side half and half, or does it really matter?
It does matter. So
'Cause I did
yours is half and half again, right? Group 2 is half and half again method. So you take it like this, hamburger style, and fold it,
Yeah. If I
and then you just
this could
fold it
probably hold more
one
than
more
50
time.
pounds.
Half and then half again.
Can't you fold it into a circle or like a?
Well, after you do the half and half again method, then you fold it into a circle. But it's the initial folding method that's going to be different because the other groups are doing circles, squares, triangles, and equal L's also. But the way you start it is different. Okay, so then you go whoop. So and then and then you just tape it like that, and then you're solid.
That's gonna hold at least 50 pounds.
Okay, so but then you'll test it. So it looks like Donovan, you did circles. So who else has note cards in here?
I can go
Don,
get
do you
some.
have note cards? Or is that what you're?
I got them.
Ayana, you got some, okay. So Ayana and Donovan, anybody else in here got note cards? That's it?
I could get some right now.
Oh, do you have some at your, like at your place?
Uh-huh.
Oh, then yeah, feel free because I think this is more fun if you actually get to like do it. So,
Okay.
Michael. All right. So you guys figure out who's gonna do what shapes. Okay. And if you do like
I call circles.
I'll do
Um,
carrot.
so, and then you can try and figure out which one looks like it's the strongest as far as the amount of weight it can hold. And if you guys want, you can all do all 4 shapes and test them all, but that might take more than the 10 minutes that you're given to do it. So, but you guys have 10 minutes right now to just fold them into the shapes that you need them to be. Okay, you're not going to test them yet. That's for the last 10 minutes. But the first 10 minutes, which now it's more like 6 or 7 minutes, but you are
What weight are we
folding.
gonna use? I don't got books over at my home.
But you what?
What kind of weight are we gonna use? I don't got books over here. Or like,
Do you have like note cards or somebody put like a flat surface something on and then they stacked water bottles on it?
we might, I might have folders and books.
Folders and
Might
then
have
yeah.
books.
Yeah, you could try. I mean, that's the thing. So that brings me to what the people without note cards are going to do. Because like you said, okay, you might not have books. Other people have books. So the stuff you're stacking is not going to be exactly the same. And so that's going to make the data inaccurate. Okay, which is okay. But I just want us to get an opportunity to do something, a project at home. And so then, so who are my kiddos who don't have note cards? Javi, do you have note cards?
No, but I have notebook paper.
Okay, so how about you come up with that list then and try and think of like the things. So like, it's like, so while we said the weight that's getting stacked, it's all going to be different. So that's one thing that's going to be inconsistent between homes. What are some other things? Like that will affect the result in a negative way. So think of it like, like, let's see here. So like, if we were in class, we would have all gotten the same type of note card. Do you think everyone has the same brand of note card?
No.
Probably not. So that's going to be something that also messes with the results a bit, because some people might have the really like firm note cards that when you fold it are very crisp. Others might have very flimsy note cards that like are use recycled paper or something like that. So like things like that. So try and think of the things that are going to be inconsistent between homes that could affect the results and write a list down. All right, we probably got about 4 more minutes, you guys. So I'm going to get to the group 3, which I haven't gotten to yet. Okay. Any other questions though before I go? All righty, everybody. Thank you, Valena, for having your camera on. How about everyone else try and get their cameras on, since you guys are gonna have to talk to each other at this point. Who are all my note card kiddos who have note cards? So Sael has some, Alondra has some. Okay, anybody else? No one? Okay. So, and that's okay. So Alondra and Sael, how about Alondra, how about you have you guys discussed and who's gonna do what shapes? Do you guys remember how to fold your note cards with your method, the flat roll method? Okay, so so you do that, and then how about Alondra? How about you do equal L's and triangles? Okay, so once you've done your fold, you just fold it so it looks like this, equal L, and then triangles like this, triangle. Okay, you can use the tape to, yep, good, very good. Okay, so make 3 triangles, 3 equal L's, and Sael, you can do 3 squares and 3 circles. Okay, and so then in a matter, now we got about 3 minutes until we start testing, but get those things folded. Are you almost done with all that folding, or close to it maybe? Sweet, okay, then you're sitting pretty. Then Jaden, Darian, and Valena, since you guys don't have note cards, you guys need to come up with a list of like 3 things that are going to affect the results because they're inconsistent between houses. Meaning, like, if we were in class, everyone would have had the same books to stack on top of their note cards. All right. For another example is everyone would have used the same brand of note cards. Okay. Because the truth is there are some note cards that are really like firm and strong. Others are really flimsy and made from like recycled paper. And so that would affect the results somehow. So try and think of things that are going to be inconsistent between houses. They're not the same, so that they might affect the results. And you guys come up with those 3 things and make a list of those. Sound good? Is anybody else confused on anything? We're all good? You guys are rock stars. Okay, then I'll have everybody come back in about 2 minutes. Jamal. Jamal, are you there?
Huh?
Well, Lazar, are you there?
Yeah.
Did he get kicked out?
No,
Are
I
you
actually got here late.
okay? So let me send you to your breakout room. Let's see here. I'm gonna send you. You are with breakout room number 2,
All right.
and they'll get you caught up. Did you get an invitation to join the room?
Yeah.
All right. Alrighty, guys. All right, more people are coming in. I think this is mostly everybody. I got 1, 2, 3. Oh, now just one person left in the rooms. Okay, so you guys, are most of us done getting our folding done and everything like that? And we came up with our lists? No, we're still
Yeah.
folding. Okay, well, if you're still working on folding, keep working while I'm talking. But I'm interested in hearing what were some things that people came up with as far as things that are going to negatively affect our results and make them inaccurate. Like, what are some things that aren't consistent from house to house that we're going to be doing?
The book,
Yeah, the stuff we're stacking. Okay. What else?
the service that we're on.
The what? The surface that it's on. Very good. Yes. Okay.
The shapes.
Well, everyone has the same shapes because everyone's doing all 4 of those shapes. It's just the the size of the note cards. Okay. Or the size of the things you're stacking on top. Good. Okay. Let's see here. But like the brand of note card, maybe people have like I said, some people have note cards that are really like firm and like crisp when you fold them. Others have like index cards that are like made from like the recycled paper that are more flimsy. The thickness of the note cards will be different. So those are all kind of things to keep in mind, because if we were in class, I'd be giving you guys all note cards from the same stack of note cards. So they'd all be the same brand. The books would all be the same books that you were stacking. The tape that you use would all be the same, because maybe this time some people don't have tape, or maybe some people use the clear Scotch tape. Some people use masking tape. The amount of tape somebody used, maybe somebody like really reapply, like really put a lot of tape on there, or maybe somebody just used a little bit. So it's all of these things. All of these things are going to be way inconsistent, and so that's why these results aren't going to be necessarily accurate. But I want you guys to get the opportunity to test it. So these next 10 minutes, I'm going to put you back in your groups, but you guys are going to actually test it and show on video, like as you're stacking things on top of your note cards. You stack it on top of 3 note cards, the 3 that are all the same shape. Like, you don't ever just put it on one single note card. It's always in sets of 3. Okay. And so, and then those who don't have note cards, you need to make sure that you're like keeping track and able to rank, like, okay, I watched, this one was the strongest, this one was the weakest, and then these were the 2 in between. Okay. And then in those 10 minutes, I'm going to go into the rooms and I'm going to explain to you what you have to do when you're done. And then there are 2 things that you have to do before you leave today's class. Okay. So I know that this class technically ends at 2:10, and then it's like individual time between now and 2:30. But I do want people, this class is no fun if you don't get to do the things. And so I want you to get the chance to do it. And so, but I'll go to each of the breakout rooms and kind of tell you what you need to do definitely before you leave class today or for homework. Sound good? Thumbs up if you heard the words that came out of my mouth. Okay. There we go. I'm seeing some thumbs. Keep your cameras off if you're a giant dork and you smell like cheese. Oh, Michael saved himself. All right, you guys all heard it.
Okay. So
People with cameras off are admitting that they are dorks and they smell like cheese.
I'm just gonna go ahead and off the bat and say the circle's won, because I just put a briefcase on something, a flat briefcase, and I stood on that mug.
Quit playing spoilers. Quit playing spoilers.
I'm not. I'm just saying. I just stood
You're
on that.
admitting, just so you know, Donovan, you're admitting that you're a dork and you smell like cheese, because I said anybody who doesn't turn their camera on is a dork and smells like cheese.
Oh, here, I'll show you. Here, I got you. You see that?
Darian got his camera on. He doesn't want to be associated with that. Okay. So, all right. I'm going to put us in breakout rooms again. I'm interested in checking out your guys' experiment, so I'll be visiting
Yeah, I
you
was
guys.
on this experiment and something fell.
See ya.
Sorry.
Let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so room one. Okay, so you guys are testing. Remember that you are testing. And then I'll show you guys the uh-oh. Did Donovan just peace out? What's going on here? Oh, I didn't join the room. There we go. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to show you real quick what all you need to do in addition to trying to test it. Okay, so show each other, like as you're testing, your results. And then in addition to that, before you leave, or you can do it for homework between now and next class, I want to show you. So you're going to copy down the actual results, what they would be for this experiment. Okay, I don't want to show you those right now though, because it's going to play spoilers. But copy those results down. You can pull up that presentation on Canvas. Okay, copy those results down so you have them in your data table. And then you also copy down this term, anomaly, and its definition. Okay, because we're going to discuss this next class, and you're going to need to know what the results were for the experiment and what the term anomaly is and what it means. And so those are the things you need to get done. Again, the results, copy the correct results into your data table and copy these this term down. All right, you can get this presentation on Canvas, but I want you guys to actually have some time to talk to each other and get the try it yourself before you actually copy the results. Sound good? But once you guys have done that, you guys are good to leave class, okay? Because next class we will do this as mathematicians. Are you guys all good with what you guys are supposed to be doing right now? And then before you leave, thumbs up. Grayson, you're good? Good. Naomi, you're good? Sweet. And I will let you guys get on it, and I'll stop bothering you. Go to the other rooms.
Can we leave while we're working on this or no?
You guys can discuss that as a group. If you guys want to just do it more so on your own, or I'm fine with either, as long as everybody is in agreement and you're not just like ditching your partners. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, group number 2. So I want to show you guys real quick the stuff that you need to get done before next class. You can either get it done right after doing the experiment, or you can get it done later on your own time, but it needs to be done between now and when I see you again on Thursday. So I'm gonna, let's see here. Let's see here, share screen. Boom. Share, present. All right, so there are 2 things. One, after you're done, I don't want to show this too fast because then you'll see the results and you won't want to do the experiment. But you're gonna, once you've done it, pull up the presentation and pull up the one that says good results, not bad results. Okay, and you're gonna copy the data onto the data table that you made on that other sheet of paper. Okay, so you're gonna copy the correct data in there. Okay, and then I want you to copy this term, anomaly, and its definition on your notebook paper. Okay, because you're gonna need to know the results, the correct results of this experiment, as well as this term for next class. But next class, we're gonna start doing stuff as mathematicians. Okay, so but I want you guys to try this yourself. Again, the people in this group, it looks like Donovan, Ayana, and Michael, you guys all have
I
little
stood on
cards
it
that you
and it
guys are
stayed.
testing. And then so
So the twofold method can hold at least 120 pounds.
well,
in
you're
a
not
circle.
the
We
two-fold.
was doing half and half.
You're doing the half and half.
Oh,
Yeah.
half and half. I mean, then.
The but just know that so that you you guys are doing the half and half, and then whatever the shapes you guys how you divide it up amongst yourselves. But I want to give you that chance to do some of this. But then you can, after that, you can either just leave right then and there and do the copying of the results and the writing of the definition anomaly on your own time, or just do it right before you leave is fine. But
Because they saw me stand on the note cards and held.
does that sound good?
Did it break, Donovan?
Oh yeah, that time it did. When I accidentally had them too far spaced out, so one of the note cards it like bent like at like a weird shape, and then it just slingshotted across the room. So
All right. So do you guys all know what you're supposed to do?
I'm
You
about
guys
to
are all
make a
good.
new-
I can leave you.
Yeah.
All right.
Here, so
I'm gonna go the other one. I won't bother you anymore. And then, like I said, once you're done, you can leave.
All
right.
here, I'm gonna show you
Yes.
guys that it doesn't break 24/7.
All right. Room 3. How we doing? We good? We all good? Okay. Have you guys been testing? You been stacking stuff on top of your note cards? Yeah. Okay. So when you are done doing that, okay, and at some point, I'm gonna share my screen here. Share. Okay. At some point here, between now and next class, you don't have to do it immediately once you're done experimenting, but if you want to, so you don't forget, I'd recommend doing that. But you're gonna do 2 things. You're gonna, one, I don't want to show it. Have you guys done your experiment already? Or are you still in the middle of it? You guys there? Are you done or in the middle of doing? You're still stacking stuff? Yes, no, maybe so. Complete silence. Oh goodness. Do we know what we're doing?
I'm done doing the shapes.
Okay, so now you guys should be stacking to see how much weight each of them can hold. Does that make sense? So like you would take like your, like say you're doing circles, you take your 3 circles, arrange them however, and then start stacking stuff on top of them. And seeing until it collapses, okay? Because you want to see which one can hold the most. But anyways, so I'm not, but after you've done that, okay, oops, you're gonna pull up this presentation on modules, and I don't want to show you the exact results because that gives away all the answers, but you're gonna copy the data down so you have the correct data, and you're gonna copy this term anomaly and its definition down in your engineering notebook. And so then once you've done that, you're done for today. Okay, because your next class starts at what? So you all good? All right, then once you're done with that, you can leave this class. So I'm gonna let you guys leave. I'm gonna go leave you guys alone, okay? All right.